exclusive front page news.
It's what's trending now.
The number of monkeypox cases reported in the United States has climbed above 5,000, spread across 47 states. Now, authorities are rolling out about 800,000 doses of vaccine to prevent the spread of the virus, but some places are running out. In the state of New York, the state of New York City is the city of New York, and the city of San Francisco have declared it an emergency situation. Dr. Collier, good morning. We want to thank you for coming on this morning. We want to ask you, can you talk about monkeypox, how it's spreading from person to person, because it is not considered a sexually transmitted disease. Is that correct?
It is now considered a sexually transmitted disease, and this has been announced by the CDC as well as the World Health Organization. So, Ricky, let's talk about this monkeypox monster here that we got going on, because it is spreading, and I think we missed the window to control it. It's an infectious disease that occurs in humans and animals, and the symptoms include fever, swollen lymph nodes, and a rash that forms blisters, then crust over time. But that rash can last anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. And the lesions are very painful. So it's human-to-human transmission, so that means you have to have direct contact, and that is why it is being spread predominantly by sexual activity and predominantly amongst men who have sex with men, particularly those that have multiple sex partners in a very short period of time. So it is spreading exponentially now, and as you stated, New York is number one in the United States. They have over 5,000 cases there. Next is California, but it is spread out in various states throughout the United States, and so that shows that, like any other infectious disease, it can spread very, very quickly. So there is a treatment. The vaccine is available, but it is not readily available. We've had a monkeypox vaccine for the last 30 years, and so it's been available, it's been stockpiled by the United States government, and so they are now starting to release those doses, but they don't have enough doses to treat the number of people that need to be treated. So it's very difficult to get. So it's not like you can come to Dr. Collier's office and I say, oh, you have monkeypox or you have a potential exposure, so let me write an order for the vaccine, or let me give you the vaccine here in my office. It's a very arduous process to get it. You have to go through the public health department. From what I understand, there's paperwork that's 16 pages long that doctors have to fill out, and they are trying to shorten this process to make it readily available, but they have yet to do so. So the vaccine exists. It's very difficult to get. It's not readily available, and so people are going to need to get this vaccine because it's being exposed. But go ahead.
I have a question, Dr. Collier. Can you get it from touching something that someone else touched, like money?
Like money.
Money, linen, particularly bed sheets and things like that. They can carry the monkeypox virus, and as you know, money is
y'all
dirty.
Y'all own sheets to the hotel.
Yes, you're right, Ricky.
I've been saying it for years.
We buy our own sheets and change them at the hotel.
Dr. Collier, I hit you up over the weekend because you are actually my PCP, and I told you that I'm having a lot of anxiety about this monkeypox, and it seems like one of it's a catch-22, because to be at risk, you have to have it. So you can't recommend it to me, but I do all the things that put me at risk, like take hotels, stay in hotels, take flights, take public transportation. So where do someone like us fall in, getting the vaccine?
Well, see, that is risky behavior, but that does not put you at risk. And that's the unspecific definition that they have right now, which is making it very difficult to keep this under control, because we had an opportunity to control it initially when there was just 1 or 2 cases, and we did not. And so this has spread very, very quickly in the gay community, particularly, again, with men that have sex with men. And they seem shy about addressing this issue. They don't want to stigmatize the disease process, but it is what it is. If that's where you treat the people that are sick or potentially sick. And so that's why they're concentrating their efforts on right now. So to just, the behaviors that you described, traveling, staying in a hotel, those sorts of things, those are not high enough risk behaviors for them to make the vaccine available to you right now. But that may change in real time because they're trying to control this pandemic. But they're using what's called a ring philosophy, and that means you have a ring of people that have had it, a ring of their contacts. It's a secondary ring, and you're trying to control that. It's an infectious disease strategy that works very well, but the problem is they can't find these people's contacts because a lot of them are having anonymous sex with with people they don't even know their names, and they're having multiple partners, in a very short period of time. One day they may have 5 or 6 partners, and so this makes it
who doing all that?
Wait a minute, Mr. Collier.
Who doing all that? We didn't do that in our 20s.
Nobody did that, but this because people are no longer afraid of HIV, and they're quote living with HIV now. The behaviors that were safe sex behaviors that were prevalent years ago are no longer there, and people are doing just more at-risk behaviors. People are looking up on the internet on these sites where you can just have anonymous sex, and so this is creating a problem that the health department really is just not ready for.
So, Dr. Collier, a young lady got monkeypox by handling cash. There was no sex involved; it was just dealing with cash. Would you recommend we do a digital currency, like use our cards, and not do cash right now?
Swipe your card and wave it at the machines now can detect your card from just you don't even have to touch the machine.
And the drive-through though, they need your card at drive-through. I went to one yesterday and I didn't even want to take my card back because I'm paranoid.
Well, I would take it back and clean it off, but that's the chance of transmission that way is going to be minimal. Once again, the high-risk behavior is being in direct contact with somebody, skin-to-skin contact, intimate contact, or like sleeping in a bed with sheets that somebody just got out of that has the monkeypox. So we've known about that strategy. They used that strategy to take the Indian population out, the American Indian population out. They gave them smallpox by giving them blankets that had been infected with smallpox, and it devastated several of the Indian communities in the United States. So, we have to be concerned about any infectious disease, and this is now we got the second one that's on the verge of becoming a pandemic. They're not willing to say that yet, but when you have exponential growth of a disease state, it's growing. We need to really have the same type of response that we've had. Now, I will state that for COVID that we reluctant to do, but we need to. This should not be caught up in the politics, only the science. The United States doesn't want to really get involved, with another pandemic. It doesn't look good for the people in charge. But, we got to protect the people in the United States. We have to protect our population.
Now you got to ask the girl to put a bonnet over her face to get some talk. Y'all get everything
they are recommending, Ricky, they are recommending full PPE. So if you come to my office and you're suspected of having monkeypox, you're not supposed to dress in a spacesuit, really. I mean, full PPE, bigger than it was.
We are fighting 2 pandemics, Dr. Collier, like real talk.
Pandemics. And, you would think, once again, that a disease state that requires very intimate contact would be very hard to spread. But there are unique ways of doing it, like the money issue. And, so when they had the first woman, when she announced that she had it, of course, everybody presumed that she got it from a man who was having sex with other men, somebody on the down low, as we like to say. But that's proved not to be the case. And so we have to be considerate now of other potential ways that this is being spread, but it still requires contact with the virus.
Yeah, oh my God. Now we're going to have virtual sex with them doggone things that go in your face with the cell phone.
VR goggles.
VR.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to be able to get something and be safe now. And then you just Deshaun Watson get you a massage chair with some Ebony Centerfold magazine pictures on the wall.
Or something, but not be in the same room together. So you're in different places. But
y'all got to stop cheating. Y'all got to chill out. Y'all doing too much. Doing the most.
You just stated it, Ricky. People are doing too much. They're getting too, sexually adventurous, and we need to be a little more conscientious about who we with, when we with them, and again, exposing our next partner to a potential infectious disease by not having safe sex practices. But understand, you could be a gay male having sex using a condom, and this is being, you're getting exposed to this by skin-to-skin contact. So even the traditional safe sex practices are not going to really help prevent the transmission of the monkeypox.
If he got it and y'all using protection or whatever, you still getting it because skin to skin.
Exactly.
Yeah, you still have skin-to-skin contact. So
Gary, you listen.
And if you have
let me tell you something, Ricky. I got Jesus, honey.
Let him
I got
your
Jesus, honey.
Gary said he is selling.
I need this vaccine. I know that.
Okay. Well, the vaccine is out there. The availability of the vaccine is changing on a day-to-day basis as the government tries to make it more readily available, but it's just not readily available right now. And so, again, every day I expect them to say, no rules. Anybody who wants it can get it, just like they did when they finally got the COVID vaccine.
We're going to need you to send a big group chat out as soon as you get it, okay? We're going to all be there at once.
Come on,
I tell you, who's making all these diseases? I mean, every week is a new disease. disease come up.
It's a new disease come up, but infectious diseases, have been around. Again, the monkeypox has been around. It's a variation of the smallpox. That's why we have a stockpile of the vaccine. It's called a tecovirimat vaccine. Tecovirimat. And again, we have enough doses or had enough to initially contain this. Now we don't. They have to make more now in real time to actually make the millions of doses that are going to be required to keep the United States safe from this. And I just don't think, I think it's already too late, that it's already out there in the population now. And so we're going to have to end up having vaccination events where everybody, because everybody is potentially exposed at this point, from the monkeypox. But it's amazing that 2 weeks ago we were talking about this and pretty much, playing it down and even laughing and joking about it. But now this has become a serious problem. There are people that are dying from monkeypox. Now, people have always died from monkeypox in Africa, but this is now people dying in other countries.
Yeah, it's really, we might say little jokes, but it's really sad, and everybody need to be really seriously be conscious of your, on how you move and stuff, and have conversations with your partner. Talk to your girl, like, hey, what's up? If if y'all not in a relationship and she's single, you need to have those uncomfortable conversations that nobody wants to have, because you could be dead out here.
Absolutely. And, and it's very not just for monkeypox, but any other sexually transmitted disease. But, again, we have to be conscientious. The rates of syphilis, the rates of chlamydia, the rates of antibiotic-resistant gonorrhea are very, very high now. And they've continued to grow.
Antibiotic-resistant gonorrhea, that means...
Yes.
That means...
that means that the shot is not taking care of it. It's not one shot and done now like it used to be. Yeah, so that's why people weren't shy about it. They just say, I'll take my chances, I get a shot, and I'm good. But that's not the case now. There are resistant STDs out there. So, get you a partner, remain in a monogamous relationship where you're both clean. Then you don't have these issues and don't have to...
They have monkeypox testing?
They do have monkeypox testing, Ricky, but it is very, very specific, and the doctor has to order the correct test. And that's the problem. People have been going to the doctors, and, even though if you look at the monkeypox, you can make the diagnosis, but if you want confirmation, that's also part of the reason that you need to get tested. They want an actual positive monkeypox test, and they are not readily available. Now, a lot of the laboratories, in the United States are gearing up to be able to test directly for monkeypox, but right now, if I got a specimen from somebody and sent it to a lab, I'm not sure whether it would be the correct test at this point.
Right. Dr. Collier, let everybody know how you can be reached real quick.
Ricky, I can be reached on all social media at Ask ASK Dr. MJ. Your ready references there. We are ready to answer your healthcare questions.
Thank you, Dr. Collier. Ricky Smiley Morning Show.